Hi there, welcome to week 3 of the Zame Hair Growth Challenge, and this week we're going to look at one of the biggest problems when it comes to natural hair: dryness. So this is a topic that is for everyone, no matter whether you're new to the journey or you've been at it for a while. And in this topic we're going to be covering 1, how to identify that your hair is dry; 2, how to moisturize correctly. This is very, very important. We're going to go over the methods for moisturization, and we're going to identify how you will know that this is the best method to moisturize your own hair. So dry hair isn't just thirsty, it's an imbalance between moisture and oil when it comes to your own hair. Some of the common causes of dry hair include a lack of water-based products in your routine, overuse of heavy oils and butters that block moisture from your hair, heat styling or chemical treatment, skipping deep conditioning, dry weather or too much sun, harsh shampoo, or not sealing in moisture properly. Your hair might be dry if you notice that 1, it is either very dull or it's starting to brown. You typically have dark hair, but suddenly your hair is looking browner than usual. 2, it has a rough texture. 3, it tangles easily, it is breaking easily. 4, you're having a lot more shedding than usual or snapping of the ends. 5, you're losing curl definition quickly after wash day. Hydrated hair feels soft, it feels elastic, it feels bouncy. To moisturize correctly, you need to understand something that is very simple. Moisture comes from water, not oil. That means that you must use products that contain water in order to moisturize your hair. You cannot use an oil to moisturize your hair, but you can use the oils or butters to seal in the moisture from water. One very key property when it comes to water and your hair is you need to know that water evaporates. If you put your water in a basin out in the sun, it's going to start evaporating. One way to help control the level of evaporation is to seal a layer on top that does not mix with the water. Oil and water do not mix. So if you put water first on your hair and then you put the oil on top, this is going to help trap the water inside for a longer period than if you put only water. That means if you moisturize by only spraying your hair with a water-based product, you are not really moisturizing. You've hydrated it for that moment, but it can cause it to evaporate and take even the little water that was there before. Therefore, the goal of moisturizing is very simple. Add water to hydrate your strands, add oil and butter to seal in this water. We have the LCO, LCB, and LOB methods. Now, these are just acronyms that tell you the techniques in which you should be applying these different products. You do not have to stick to just that acronym. Everyone has a different way that they would call these things. What you need to understand from this is that 1, always use water-based products before oil-based products when you're moisturizing your hair. Because we have just said you need to apply water to your hair first and then seal in that water with oil. That means in these acronyms, all the water-based products come first. Then when it comes to the oil-based products, you want to use the lighter product first before you put a heavy one. So the different methods we have LCO. This stands for liquid, cream, and oil. This is good for low and medium porosity hair, and in which case you can have the liquid as a spray, a mist, a hair mist, or any sprayable conditioners. Then the cream would be a heavier leave-in conditioner. Then finally oil. To seal correctly, you really need a heavy oil, something that's like castor oil or a coconut oil. You want it to be slightly on the heavier side and keep the light oils for your scalp. The next method is the LCB method, and this stands for liquid, cream, and butter. In this case, we are using a whipped butter instead of using the oil. So this is also good for hair types that lose water quickly, and definitely for type 4 hair. You do not want to be using butter if you have a munyere type of hair. Your hair will be weighed down, so you'd rather stick to lighter products like the oil. Finally, we have the LOB method. This is my personal favorite, and it stands for the liquid, oil, and butter. So L would be a leave-in conditioner. O would be the oil. In this case, you can use an infused herb oil like Ayurvedic oil, and then B would be your butter. So this is my personal favorite because I feel it is the best layering method for people who feel like their hair loses water very, very quickly. Let's watch this really quick video on how to moisturize correctly. As a general rule, apply all products an inch away from your scalp all the way to the ends. Starting with the leave-in conditioner, apply it to the strands until it feels saturated. Feel free to finger detangle and remove any shed hair as you go about your moisturizing process. So we're going to go in with the oil next, again starting from the ends of the hair and stropping about 1 inch away from the scalp. And finally, the butter. The reason we're keeping these products away from the scalp is we need to keep the scalp clean for as long as possible following wash day. Keep all heavy products away from the scalp and apply them to your hair instead. So we're going to keep adding leave-in conditioner and butter all the way down the hair strand as we style the hair. Notice that the rest of the hair is in a hair cap to keep the water trapped in the hair for longer. Usually as you're working on one section, you'll find that the rest of the sections have dried out. So the hair cap helps with this. Finally, we're adding flaxseed gel to the ends, and then we're going to repeat this for the rest of the sections. To be honest, this depends, one, on your lifestyle, but most importantly, on your hair. I could tell you to moisturize your hair every day, but if you're working 24-hour shifts, like 4 times a week, then that's not going to be possible. You're just lying to yourself, you're lying to us. So tailor your routine around your own lifestyle and also your own hair needs. What you can do is you need to observe your hair. Once you've washed it and you've moisturized it, you need to figure out how long does it take before the hair starts feeling dry again. If it takes 5 days from the time that you've washed it, that means you need to moisturize by day 3 because you don't want to wait until the hair is dry in order for you to moisturize. You want to moisturize in advance. So what we've typically seen is that those with high porosity hair, ideally you need to moisturize almost every 2 to 3 days. If you have low porosity hair, you can moisturize every 5 days. And if you have normal hair, well, just pick somewhere in between. But again, this is just a guide. You can be able to tailor it based on your own hair needs and your lifestyle. So there are some common mistakes when it comes to moisturizing your hair, and you need to be able to avoid this. 1, using oils and butters before your water-based products. We have already discussed this. Do not do that. You need to seal in water. Do not seal in dryness. If you put water on top of oil, it's just going to evaporate and leave your hair with only oil. That means that your oils are sealing in dry hair instead of sealing in water. 2, do not apply very heavy products without washing. So this means that if you've just washed your hair, you are free to apply very heavy products on it. But the further you are away from your wash day, the less heavy products you want to use. You don't be using so much of butter if it's like 2 weeks away from your next wash day, because this is going to cause product buildup, and this means your hair will no longer be able to take in the water that you're trying to actually apply to it. The best time to use the LOB method for moisturization is right after wash day. But in between washes, it would be nice to use the lighter oil instead of a heavier butter. The third mistake is using alcohol-based products or protein-heavy products too often. You need to be able to carefully look at the ingredient list of the products that you are using. We are going to talk about that in another session as well. But products that contain a lot of alcohols should typically not be used too often on your hair because alcohol causes your hair to dry out. And this is the same thing with protein-heavy products. Protein has to be balanced with moisture. So do not do protein treatments like more often than you should. You will start feeling like your hair is actually getting drier. Fourth thing is ignoring your ends and focusing on your roots. Every time we are applying products, as you have seen in the video before, you need to apply products about an inch away from your scalp, but always focus on the ends of your hair. These are the oldest, driest parts. And in order for your hair to grow long, let's say your ends previously reach here, they have to reach here, then here, then here. That means it's this part of your hair that must stay on your head for the next 7 years in order for your hair to grow long. What this means is this is the part of your hair that you should actually be paying the most attention to. Do not allow people to break it off. Do not allow people to snap it. Do not just cut your ends without being very cautious. And most importantly, you must be moisturizing them. The key takeaway from this video should be that your hair doesn't just want water. It needs it. Once you learn how to hydrate your hair and seal in this hydration properly, it will be a game changer for your hair journey. You will realize that your hair strands are stronger and the hair will grow a lot more easily. And trust me, once your hair is hydrated, it almost always looks darker than when it is not hydrated, which means that it would look really, really good. People will see you from afar and say, wow, she has really, really good hair. Our activity for this week, you are going to create your personal moisturizing routine. So you can try out one of the methods or all 3 of the methods on different sections of your hair, and then compare how your hair feels, looks after about 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, in order to know how long the moisture is going to take in your hair when you're using the different methods, and then you'll be able to select which method works best for you. Now remember that you do not need to use only one method. You'll alternate methods based on how far you are from your wash day, as we have already discussed. So thank you for tuning in to week 3 of the Zame Hair Growth Challenge, and we hope to see you next week. Have a beautiful one. Bye-bye.